Hi guys. So we're back. I'm just chilling with my drink, getting my mindset. Like I said, we're gonna do one of my favorite soups, chicken tortilla. A little history behind this soup. We ate it every day for a year this past year. I just decided I needed to learn how to make it at home, or a good variation of it at home, because we can't go out every week for chicken tortilla soup and margaritas. It could get expensive if you know my margarita habit. So anyways, yesterday went to Sam's and got two of their rotisserie chickens. Pro tip, if you can get rotisserie chickens from Sam's Club, they're like $5. They're bigger, plumper, juicier than Hannah's. Nothing wrong with Hannah's, but you get more for your buck. And this is a great way to make a chicken tortilla soup without a whole lot of effort. So I came home, and of course you got to eat the chicken skin first. So we nibbled on the skin, and then I pulled the meat off the bone of both of the chickens. It's easier to get off when it's hot. That's what she said, Michael Scott. And then I took the bones and some water and just boiled them down. Actually boiled them for hours. I fell asleep on the couch, and Haas had to remind me that I still had soup bones going. He handled it, fear not. So from those, the two carcasses yielded about that much broth. Look how beautiful that is. Look how gelatinous. Ugh, bestill my heart. All right, so that being said, I'm just going to get a couple tablespoons of oil in the pan, and then I'm going to add onion, jalapeno. I've seeded and deveined the jalapeno, chopped it, onion, and then garlic. And honestly, it calls for minced garlic in the recipe that I kind of go with or use as a baseline. So I just use the jarred bottled or the jarred minced garlic. Always get it in the water, not oil. I don't like that flavor otherwise. So putting a couple tablespoons of safflower oil in. Just gonna get that hot. While that's heating, real simple, I'm gonna add the onion that I've already chopped. The recipe calls for a medium onion. I always bump onion up, so I did a large and a small. You can never go wrong. Jalapeno, I used a large jalapeno, deveined and seeded it, chopped it up. And then, of course, the garlic. So again, I'm just letting this get a little warm. It shouldn't be too long. And I'll get the garlic going. It says 3 cloves, so I'm going to say that's probably 3 teaspoons, give or take. All right, and like I said, about a large and a small onion chopped. Delightful. Yeah, oil's nice and hot. It's getting that going. And then the jalapenos. Okay. A little representation there, Delaware, the 302. Woo, woo. All right. So, just gonna let this sweat down a little bit. The garlic's already starting to smell. Okay, in the meantime, I have opened a can of chipotle peppers in the adobe sauce, and I've put it in my handy dandy Ninja. Use a smaller thing, zip, 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 made a nice puree. That just comes out like that. I'm gonna use that in lieu of dried peppers and reconstituting them. Again, I'm kind of cheating. It's what's in the cabinet. And so that's how we're rolling with that. And then, of course, Rotel. I think the recipe that I'm using calls for 2 cans, 20 ounces. I'm adding 3 because I bumped up the onion, and I'm going to bump up the chicken broth as well. 1 can of whole sweet kerneled corn. Don't get the generic corn. Splurge. Get, the $1.89 can instead of the dollar can. Makes a difference. All right, so I'm back into here. Oops. Had a couple runaway onions. I don't know if you saw that or not. So just sweating that down, no big deal. It smells great. All right. Also coming up, I'm going to deglaze the pan with the chicken broth and then the tomatoes and everything. But this is about a heaping teaspoon of cumin and a heaping teaspoon of chili powder. Set a teaspoon each, but again, I bump it up because I'm bumping up the liquid and some of the other stuff. This is a 1/4 cup of fresh chopped cilantro. Use cilantro as little or as much as you like. It's up to you. Let me think about it. So good. All right. All right. So these are getting close. Looks beautiful. Smells better. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and use my chicken broth. This looks to be 1.5 quarts. So the recipe calls for 32 ounces of the chicken stock or broth. This is a little more, so I have some basic standard issue broth if I needed to add a little in the end, but I'm hoping that I don't, but it won't matter. This should be really nice and rich. Look at that. Look at that jiggle jiggle, everybody. Hello. Whee! Yes, sir. Oh, so too good. That's how I judge my my ramen broth when we get it and bring it home from Paiman Miyake. You all know I love Paiman Miyake. Well, I get their Paiten broth, and I can tell if who's been making it by the congeal on my chicken broth the next morning. Sexy AF. So that's what I strive for. All right. All right, so now I'm just cooking this down. Just melting all that goodness in the pan. I want you to kind of see this. Just basic. Real nice. It's heavy, so I'm not going to get all crazy. All right. That's still on high. I'm adding the Rotel. Give that a good mix. It's going to be plenty broth-wise. All right. Can of corn. It's corn. Who knows what that's from? Anybody? I'm told it's a Rage, the Corn Boy. Anyways, we sing It's Corn and It's Cold and all sorts of things, depending on the trend. All right, so that's the rest of the dry spice, chili powder, and cumin. Just mixing that in. Now, for me, the most important step is the chipotle pepper. because this, I think, is what gives it the depth and the real good, you know. So I'm just going to incorporate that. And again, it's to taste, so it's up to you. Now it's still young, but I just want to taste the broth to see where I'm going. Yeah, that's good. However, it needs a little more depth. So I'm going to build in more with the chipotle paste. I'm going to turn this up, get it boiling, rocking and rolling. Now you might be wondering how come no chicken in. We put the chicken in at the last minute in the bowl and we kind of build up. So you'll see once this broth is finished, you'll see how we build the bowl. We do a little cheese, a little chicken, tortilla chips, fresh avocado, and then we pour the broth over it. So right now I have my pulled rotisserie chicken out, just kind of warming up. Pro tip, as far as I'm concerned and we're concerned, the white meat is better in the chicken tortilla soup than the dark meat. I'm a thigh girl. I love dark meat, but I think it's just, it just kind of overtakes the soup, where the white meat kind of just takes on the flavor and, you know, and enhances it, doesn't take away from it. So that's my thoughts. You do as you wish. All right. I should probably put a lid on this, get it boiling, but just kind of want to taste the base. So good. Not heavy spice yet, not at all, so you can adjust as you see fit. I'm going to put in a little more chipotle. It's kind of best to build with your chipotle instead of just go all crazy. We did that once with some beef, and we used a whole can of those chipotle peppers on a loin of beef, and we slow roasted it, and it was hot as hell. And we were early on in our relationship, and we were both trying to be polite, but we just had to call it a day. So we learned our lesson early with chipotle. Okay, guys, I'm gonna just let this come to a boil. I'm gonna double check the flavors once it gets boiling, but it's like watching paint dry. You don't need to see that. And I'll check back with you in a little bit. Hey, you guys, so we're back. The soup has been simmering for, you know, half an hour or so. I've tasted it already, and I decided that it was delicious. And asked Toss, he felt the same. So we're gonna go ahead and plate it. It's time to serve. So I don't know if any of you have heard of the avocado hack, but that's an avocado in a mason jar in water. And our friend Kate, aka Potato Girl, turned us on to this little hack last winter when we were staying at her house when we were homeless, so to speak. And very simple. Once the avocado is ripe, you know, right before it goes bad, but you're not able to eat it yet and you lament, put it in a jar of water, submerge it, put the cap on it, put it in the refrigerator, and it's supposed to come out perfect like the day you put it in. So there were 3 in here at one point. There's 1 left, and I'm doing this straight for you. Let's see if it works every time. Okay, so avocado. Oh boy, like like when I put it in, and it's probably been a week, I'm guessing. So look how beautiful that is, tender, ready to use. I have 4 more avocados in the refrigerator right now in water, and yeah, that's special. So we're good to go with that. So I'm just going to build the bowl from the bottom up. As I had told you earlier, I picked a couple rotisserie chickens. I like to use the white meat. I just think it takes on the flavor of the soup and doesn't take away from the soup. So, nice, ample handful. Nothing's measured. And of course, what we don't eat, if that's possible, we'll just save for tomorrow. So the bottom of the bowls look like that. Like I had said earlier, I don't put the chicken in the soup when I'm making the broth. This is just an easier way. I do let the white meat chicken come up to not quite room temperature, but warm up so it's not ice cold when I put the hot soup over it, so it doesn't bring the soup down. I like my soup hot, unless it's gazpacho. Then a little shredded Mexican blend cheese, as you see fit. We like cheese, so yeah, we like cheese. What are you gonna do? All right, and then the avocado. I'm just gonna slice it. Some people want to cube it. You can cube it, you can slice it, whatever. Doesn't matter. It's all gonna get chopped up in the bowl anyways. But look how beautiful this avocado is. So nice, so nice. All right. I just played it around the bottom of the bowl, like that. And as we say here, rinse and repeat with the other. All right. This avocado is so perfect. Okay. That'll be little Hossie's bowl. Hee hee hee. And just that little extra bit of avocado goodness. Clean up. All right, as always, keep a nice, tidy workspace. You know how I feel about that. Always have your cocktail. You know how I feel about that. Hey, that's what I'm talking about. Okay, no more shenanigans. There's the bowls. The broth is nice and hot. And now I'm just gonna scoop. Oh yeah, guy. So nice. Mmm. The sound of the broth cascading over the avocado and the chicken is divine. All right, I'm gonna say that's pretty good to go. Then I'm going to crumble up a little tortilla chips. I mean, it is chicken tortilla soup for God's sake. And then, of course, you just keep adding as you eat the soup. But all right. And of course, there'll be more more tortillas on top as we get down, and probably a little bit of sour cream. There is some cilantro in there already, but I'll do a little more because why not? All right, you guys. That's our bowl of chicken tortilla soup. It's my favorite soup and a go-to, and I hope it's your next one too. I'll post the recipe in the feed, and be sure to smash that subscribe button because we need you. Thanks, guys. Peace. And there you go, folks. Habanero watermelon margarita, salted rim, of course, and my go-to year-round soup, chicken tortilla with fresh avocado. Enjoy.